Hello, everybody. I am Monae Everett, a celebrity hairstylist. I got to start over for Facebook. Hello, everybody. I am a celebrity hairstylist with about 20 years of experience. I speak, I write, I wrote this book, Stunning Braids. I've been in the industry a long time, and I absolutely love how powerful beauty is. So I decided to start doing a weekly shop talk, and to break the ice, we discussed the new show on VH1, To Catch a Beautician. So I'm loving To Catch a Beautician. It is starring Tamar Braxton, you know, of the Braxton singer. She be singing down. People can say whatever they want about her attitude, but homegirl be singing. And Wright. Johnny Wright is best known for styling Michelle Obama's hair, as well as Tamron Hall, you know, the cute little short crop. So the basis of this show is a client comes to Tamar and or Johnny and says, hey, such and such beautician tore my hair up and I need it to be fixed. I'm so happy to see your face, Michaela Warby, for my makeup artist. Michaela is a wonderful instructor. If you're looking for classes, she's just a woman when it comes to it. So they go to Johnny and Tamar and they're like, hey, my hair is messed up. They get their side of the story. Then Johnny Wright invites the hairstylist, and under the guise of they're applying to work with celebrity hairstylist extraordinaire Johnny Wright. When Johnny comes in, he talks to them about their skill. He talks to them about you know, where they are in their career and what they think. He looks at some of their good work, and then he pulls out pictures of the client that is unhappy. And he's like, so what happened here? The best part of this show is that the hairstylist gets to say their part. So when I first started hearing this show advertised, I was really nervous. Like, you know, we don't need another show that's jumping all over hairstylists. I mean, goodness gracious, we certainly have enough of those out here. But to my surprise, I'm happy to say they really do a good job of presenting both sides. Tamar is kind of like your wild girlfriend who just got a lot to say about everything. But you know, when you go get your hair done and it's messed up, your girlfriends do have a lot to say about everything. So Jones Wallace, you sent me a request to go live. I don't know who you are though, Jones. And it's funny that you asked me to do that, because I did want to open up the floor tonight for in case anybody wants to jump on my live with me. So let's keep this thing going. Hey, Crystal. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is this hairstylist. So the client and the hairstylist were sisters. And I like that Johnny and Tamar seem to find a lot of situations where the client and the hairstylist are sisters, because a lot of us know the first people we styled were our sisters, you know. And if you're anything like me, you have multiple sisters or family members. I have 3 sisters. My brother had long hair for years, and my mom. So to me, that was 5 built-in guinea pigs. The problem came in that the sister had just given birth and was going through postpartum depression. And she wanted her hair to be relaxed and bleached white blonde. So she wanted a platinum blonde pixie. All right, hairstylist. Y'all know I'm a hairstylist. So first thing we got to do is break a few things down in there. And while I'm breaking this down, can I get some likes? Can I get some hearts? Can I get some shares? These likes, hearts, and shares are really important. They let Facebook and Instagram know I'm talking about anything worth listening to. Also, if you're on Instagram and you have a question or a comment, please put it in the question mark box next to the comment box, because they make it really cool for me to be able to bring up your name and your question and everything all at the same damn time. Okay, so let's break down a few things. The first thing is postpartum depression. Your hairstylist can never be responsible for that. But what we do is so important. We add comfort to people who come to have their hair done. We can't be responsible for their postpartum depression or fixing their postpartum depression, but sometimes it's nice to look out for these extra issues that they have going on, because that will help you to decipher who you are dealing with in your chair, especially if this is a regular client of yours and they seem very different than normal. Hey, boo. That's something to keep in mind. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that after a woman has a baby or is pregnant, not just has a baby, if she is pregnant and no longer pregnant anymore, her hormones are through the roof, her vitamin counts are up and down. There's a lot that's going on. So for a client to request a demo chemical is something that you really want to take your time with and figure out the way you want to move forward. It was interesting because, of course, as seems to be the case more often than not with To Catch a Beautician, the freaking hairstylist was not licensed. Hey, Ira, so happy for you to join us. The freaking hairstylist was not licensed. Now, look, I'm a major advocate of hairstylists being licensed. It's important that you take what you do serious enough to get licensed. It is not up to a client to know whether or not you're licensed. Of course, the stylist says, well, she demanded, she begged that I put this chemical in her hair, this double process. They're not. Come on. If I go to take my car to be worked on, which I just got my freaking car out of the shop, deep breaths, I'm not going to take y'all there. If I take my car to be worked on, it is not my responsibility to have to ask the mechanic, are you licensed? Are you actually going to do a good job? Yes, I'm going to ask about a warranty, but come the hell on, hairstylist. Let's do better than this. So one thing I do like to say, as much as I advocate being licensed, you must be licensed to work with chemicals and to cut hair. What I do on set, I hate to admit it, you do not have to be licensed to style hair on set, but you want to be great at everything you do. I completely agree with you, London Styles. If she was licensed, she would have known better. But I will say, I've seen a lot of hairstylists who now do a lot of different things, saying that there's these new processes out that allow you to bleach the hair as well as relax at the same time. I have not personally witnessed this, but I do have another hairstylist that I know that lives and dies by that. And if that's the case, I'm super happy that's the case. I don't know this. I can't speak to it. Let's see. Okay, this is a good question. Do you do chemical services on a pregnant woman? I've been told it's okay. I have gotten a many of argument with folks about this. Monae is not doing chemicals on the scalp, chemicals such as relaxers and all over high lift hair color on someone who is noticeably pregnant. If you agree with that, give me some likes. If you disagree with that, tell me why you disagree. When I went to school, this is what they were saying. Do not put chemicals. Chemicals go into the scalp and the system. The baby comes through the system. I always advocated for my clients to go natural during that time. I always told them, if there is a demand, absolutely, you can demand whatever you like after I see a doctor's written note saying that this is okay. People going to blame whomever they can for any issues that they have, and I don't want that to be me. Also, another thing I want to break down, after you have a baby and you're breastfeeding and this, that, and the other, it's still like being pregnant. Absolutely, London, it messes with their hormones. Ira, you got it right. It doesn't matter how much a client begs. You don't do what you know is wrong, because you're going to be held responsible. And let's take it a step further. Not only are we talking about you being held responsible, that's just a blame game. If something comes out and there's a problem with their child, you don't want to be responsible for them having to look at that child every day. You don't want to be responsible for that life. I don't even want to come back and say, well, the doctor said it was okay. Can I get some likes? Can I get some shares? Can we tag some folks? Because, we having this beauty salon talk. COVID has taken a lot of us out of the salons, and we're not able to sit back and kick it like we used to. So I want to open that up. I haven't been in a salon in so many years, but, I need to talk with my beauty sisters and brothers. So here's another thing. They brought in a hairstylist named Uno Williams, who is known for the perfect blonde pixie cut. And he came in, he relaxed, he I believe he bleached her hair and found a way to smooth it, and I really wanted to know more about that. As usual, Johnny Wright saved the day by bringing in a super professional whose focus is clients with short natural hair who want to have high lift blondes. Can I tell y'all, when they revealed this client, I think that is the best reveal I have seen on this series today. I think Johnny always comes through and does a great reveal. I don't know why every time I touch the bottom of my phone, it flips around. The button's not even there. Sorry, Instagram. I think that was probably the best reveal I have seen on this show. What do you guys think? Yes, you're very right, Ingev. If you're pregnant, chemicals can react differently, and the result can be unpredictable. Yeah, if your hormones are out of control, I've seen clients get burned very quickly with relaxers. I've seen bleach burn through their scalp because they're now pregnant and maybe get a hot flash. If their scalp gets really hot, the chemical will process faster, and ain't nobody here for causing these problems, okay? Hey, Black Vanity, thanks for joining. So I just really wish that this show would either get hairstylists that are licensed, or a company would reach out to them to sponsor these hairstylists that are not licensed. Let me tell you guys something. People wanting to do hair and get licensed, the percentage is going down so low. There's so many states deregulating what we're doing. And then you have situations like this where clients get screwed up. We need to take what we do more seriously. And a big reason that I decided to do this salon chat and talk about To Catch a Beautician is because, guys, we have a show on primetime TV celebrating what we do, pointing out the importance of what we do as hairstylists, how we make people not only look good, but most importantly, feel good. So I really want to support that. Y'all with me? We got any questions? Anybody want to chime in? Remember, Instagram, if you're with me and you got questions, put your question in the question mark box right next to the comment box. Facebook, they make it easy. So, you know, I want y'all to keep filling me up over there. I got my eyes on both of you. Hey, Naima, thanks for checking in. If you guys don't know, Naima LaFond is on. She is one of the top educators in the industry. She's a global beauty director for Amika Pro, and they just do outstanding work. Naima, we're jumping in. I do this every Tuesday. I do Salon Shop Talk, where we can just kind of talk about what's new in beauty, and I break the ice by discussing the show To Catch a Beautician that comes on VH1, starring Johnny Wright and Tamar Braxton. So we just did a review of To Catch a Beautician, and I'm going to tell you, that was one of the best reveals I ever saw on the show. Her hair looks so doggone good. They bleached it. They got it up to about a solid 10, almost 11, and they styled it really nice. They made sure to discuss that they were using some type of a chemical. They wouldn't share what it was to straighten her hair because it had to be neutralized, but it looked so good. They did it the same day as the high lift color, and that haircut was laid. So I do want to shout out the hairstylist because Johnny did the color and straightening. He was not specific about if he did the hair color, but according to them, the hairstylist who was not licensed did a style. She was apprenticing, and if she did that style, she slayed that short hair. Gabe, I want everybody to see your questions, sweetheart, so make sure to put your questions in the question mark box next to the comment box. You said, I am from Europe living in Aruba. We don't need license, only diplomats. Is it any different? Are you saying diplomas maybe? So if you're saying diplomas, it might just be called a different thing, but we go to cosmetology school. Depending on your state, it decides the amount of hours you have to go to cosmetology school. It can be anywhere, I think, from 1,200 hours to 1,500 hours, and the only thing I know for sure is that we go to school longer than police. I'm here every Tuesday, guys, 8 p.m. Every Tuesday. We have shop talk, and I cut up a bit. So one thing I was thinking about, So I have a few things I want to discuss with you guys. I want to run back with you. I did my very first shoot this week. For those of you who don't know, I work with celebrities and I do a lot of photo shoots and advertisements with them. I haven't had the fortune of working in a salon for many years, but I do know a lot of people wish that they were able to do what I do working with celebs. And I had my very first shoot. It was very interesting. The way we set it up was it was not in a studio. We went to the celebrity's house. Her name is Dominique Fishback. She's on The Do. She starred in Night Comes On. She starred in quite a few movies. She's a very recognizable face. I went to her here. Oh, thank you, Boo, for saying I'm looking beautiful. I figured I'd dress it down. You know, this wild ponytail. I got to figure out something to do with my hair because I've been doing the same thing for too long. So I went to her house, and the shoot was for Entertainment Weekly, and I styled up her faux locks. But the interesting part was it was my first time working in PPE, personal protective equipment, so I had to have the mask over my face, and then the mask over my face, and washing my hands quite a bit. No one else was allowed to come into her home except for me, the makeup artist, and the wardrobe stylist. So that's the hairstylist, the makeup artist, and the wardrobe stylist, and the client/talent. When we went out, everybody had to take their shoes off, wash their shoes and stuff. When we decided to shoot outdoor, everybody kept a minimum of 6 feet away from each other. Normally it's a lot of hugs and kissy poo, but this time we were like, hey, Dad, what's up? Is anybody else greeting people with the elbow, the dab? Anybody? Just me? Has anyone else gone back to work? Let me know what state y'all are in and if you are back to work. Oh, am I missing comments? Dana said, if only they know, right? Hey, Chloe, good to see you on here, Chloe. So I'm so happy to see some of the people who have taken my classes on. So you want to be an on-set hairstylist, and so you want to be an editorial hairstylist are in the building. Happy to see you guys. You know, there are a lot of different avenues in the hair world. So Shirt TP28, I see you're not back to work yet in New York City. So that's funny. I'm in Brooklyn, and I know salons are not open yet, but oddly they're allowing studios to be open. DNH says she's a nurse, she's a stylist and a nurse practitioner. So thank you for being essential. Thank you for your help. Thank you for being great with your clients because you know all about not only hairstyling but health things. So I see a couple of people know each other. You said you're in Connecticut. It's so impersonal. You went back to work on June 1st. I'm going to tell you, I'm a major advocate of protecting yourself and your clients. I am never, ever going to say don't protect yourself and your clients. Chloe's in NYC. She's back. Andrea's giving elbow love in Florida. So the mask did make me uncomfortable. I'm not going to play it and say, oh, it was easy, it was fine. But I'd rather be a little uncomfortable than run the risk of hurting somebody. I do know people who have been hurt or hospitalized with COVID. And remember, guys, we are always the scapegoat. Remember when they opened up, I don't know what state that is, they had the nerve to say there were 100... Hey, Sonia, they had the nerve to say that the hair salon was open and the two people saw over 180 clients and probably infected them with COVID. I said, way to induce hysteria and make people think it's all about hairstylists doing crazy stuff. It's crazy. So, guys, a new thing that I'm going to have to do when I go into studios is actually carrying barbicide with me. But I'm here. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure clients see my tools being clean. I cleaned my tools in front of my client this time. So the hope is going to be, will they take us more seriously because we are protected? How about this? You don't have to wait to be taken more seriously to do something better. Next up. So I saw a question going around online, and I wanted to get you guys' opinion on this. How old do you think is an appropriate age for a young lady to wear makeup and wigs? So I want y'all to type in, especially if you're on Instagram, make sure you hit that question mark box because I want to see what y'all are saying. What do you think is an appropriate age to wear for a young woman to wear a wig or makeup? I'm asking this because Marsai Martin, the young woman from Blackish, the industry's youngest producer, I believe she's somewhere around 15, caught a lot of flack on the BET Awards for putting on her little blonde wig. You know, homegirl was cute and feeling herself and rocking with it, and people drugged her, saying she was far too young. So it looks like the average on Instagram they're saying is 16 for wigs and makeup. Okay, it looks like the average we're going with. Facebook, what say you? What is an appropriate age for a young woman to wear wigs and makeup? So you guys are, so we look pretty consistently at 16 or 17 in Instagram. Lovely is saying 15. Marsai, I thought looked really cute in her wig, and I think I have to look at her differently because she's been in show business for 10 years. We always throw wigs and makeup on her, and that's exactly right. Shirty saying it's different. She's a celebrity. She's a lot more mature than most teenagers. Absolutely. Andrea is saying, I just had this conversation with my 14-year-old. Andrea, were you speaking specifically about Marsai, or were you speaking about the age period? It depends on what you do for a living. I think we look at things differently. Carol Rose is saying, Black girls always get criticized for doing creative things. Black girls need the space to be creative and not looked at as grown. Absolutely, I agree with you on that. I absolutely agree with you on that. So Andrea is saying she basically is going with 16 depending on the usage. Chloe is saying for makeup 16, wigs depends on the career. Guys, I gotta tell you, I was not allowed to wear makeup. I was not allowed to go to the salon to get my hair done, or any of that. Lovely SCBJ said, I danced and did theater and I was wearing makeup and hair at 10 for performances. Absolutely. So I was not allowed to do any of this as a teenager. And I'm going to tell you, as soon as Miss Sonia said she didn't allow her daughter to do any of this wigs or makeup until she was an adult. I'm going to tell you, when I looked on the BET Awards, as soon as I saw Marsai, I was very clear that it was a wig. I didn't think it was done poorly or in bad taste. I think a young woman who is in entertainment is going to try new things. I think she has been showing herself to be a beauty girl with doing makeup tutorials and things like that. Okay, I have little sisters, twin sisters that are a lot younger than me. They're like 8 years younger than me. So I was basically the one who was deciding when they could do their hair different ways and coloring their hair and stuff like that. And I would say I colored some, like at the time the placements were in style at about 15. One of my sisters who kept really high grades, I colored her hair with some blonde pieces in the front. And I remember cutting their hair at about 16. But makeup, I was definitely sneaking it on them around 14 or 15. And the crazy thing, so that made me in my early 20s. And the reason I would do their makeup and do their extensions, well, one of them has really fine hair like myself, was because hairstyles just didn't look good on the finer hair. Her sister had really thick hair. So they both wanted to look nice. So you can make fine hair look nice, but it doesn't last. It just doesn't look the same way as thick hair. So I'm going to say I started doing their makeup and stuff for school dances around 14. I would say wearing it like a little eyeshadow here and there was probably senior year in high school. So Lovely says, I couldn't wear personal makeup and things. I'm a PK, which is preacher's kid. There were just a few exceptions. Okay, guys, let's get some likes and some shares while we're up in here having this fun. This is interesting. I don't know. I don't know if I was okay with my sisters wearing weave and makeup at a young age because I did it, or how I felt in general. I think maybe being a professional hairstylist, I was happy to do it. I've gotten past the criticizing young women for not looking good. The reason we have our job is because everybody wants to look good. If you didn't have people out there trying new creative things, we wouldn't have a job. You know, it's really funny. People will say these young women are wrong for putting like blue and pink and purple hair in their head, but those are childish colors. If you look at cartoons, they're wearing these colors. This is the age to try something new and do something different when they're younger, like little braided in hair extensions and stuff. And I agree with the person who commented earlier, we need to stop sexualizing our kids. Let them have a little bit of fun. What's wrong with having a little bit of fun and looking good? Andrea says her daughter is studying makeup. Yeah, I have a little cousin who, don't ask me how, but she figured out a way to make makeup her job at 16 and stop going to school to pursue it full time, and is now at Yale. Couldn't tell you how, but she did. London Style says, I didn't wear makeup until I was in my 20s. I've been changing my hair since I was 12. Yeah, the first time I colored my hair, I was 14, and I did like the little semi-permanent that was popular, and it was hard as hell to convince my mama. The way I convinced my mama to let me wear hair color in my hair was because the group Mary Mary, the gospel group. Anybody know Mary Mary? Let me get some hearts and some likes. I need to make sure y'all are in here, and I need to see if we have a delay. Give me a 1 if y'all know the group Mary Mary. So the group Mary Mary had come out, and remember one of them, not Erica, the other one, had worn her hair red. So I was able to show my mom, look, see, the gospel woman is wearing her hair red. See, she sings gospel. She's wearing her hair red. Yes, Mary Mary. Mary Mary always been fine as hell. Y'all know Mary Mary always been fine. Hey, Mr. Queers, how you doing? Yeah, Tina, there you go. Thank you. Yes, Tina from Mary Mary always had some type of red in her hair. So I was able to show my mom, see, look, these lovely women of God, they have hair color in their hair, and the devil, God didn't strike them down. They didn't fall into hell. So, you know, yeah. So, yeah, when Mary Mary came out, Mary Mary helped a lot of us whose parents were super holy and just trying to find the word, helped a lot of us to be able to explore a little bit. Let these kids live their lives. Let them have some fun. Everything doesn't have to be sexualized. If your child is at a point where she is taking care of doing what she's supposed to do, you know she's able to take care of her hair. So adding hair color or a wig or a relaxer is not going to rip your hair out. Please, the one thing I do push on is please make your babies wait until they're 16 for a relaxer. You really need to be out of puberty before putting a chemical in your hair. If your child is, you know, teaching you the basics of she can wash her face well and remove the makeup, please, you know, consider the conversation. So Sweet said my mom still wasn't going for a Mary Mary or not. London Style says she thinks a child being able to wear makeup, wigs, hair extensions, or any of that is depending on their maturity. Okay, guys, if anybody is going to want to jump on my Instagram live with me, just go ahead and start sending in those requests. If you have any questions about the beauty industry or anything, now's your time. I will take those questions. But so from all of these things we've been talking about, it seems as though there are some cultural differences with a lot of different things, ranging from us having our hair relaxed and wanting color at the same damn time, to us feeling represented. Hey, Labella Socialite. If y'all don't know Labella Socialite, I'm surprised. She runs one of the hottest pages on Instagram. Like, so make sure y'all are checking her out too. She is the homie. Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of cultural things going on. So I started thinking, since we're in a world of change right now, what are things that can be done differently? So I wanted to tell you guys about some different careers that you could follow in beauty. For example, we're the Black chemists. We need people who can figure out a ways to make it the norm to be able to have hair color and a relaxer at the same time. We need people to figure out ways to relax the hair that don't have to have such harsh chemicals, that don't seep into your hormones and things the way regular relaxers have been doing. Like, I'm about to try out something from Naked by Stations, their Keratin Treatment. Your girl's gonna try it out, and that's a Black-owned brand, Naked by Essations. We need Black people in research and development to figure out how these products work, and we need them to help create foundation colors to match us. We need corporate attorneys who can help with beauty brands to help their beauty brands do better, and to help those of us who work with brands learn how to do this. We need consultants. We need a lot. All of these things are beauty focused. Mortuary services. There are people who do the body. That's really important to take care of somebody's final wishes. We need beauty publicists to publicize the beauty brands that are out. D&H Organic Hair Care, they are a vegan line, they are Black owned, and they sent me some products, and in the near future you will see me use these products. I don't want to show y'all my beauty room, but y'all are on the top of my list. So if you have something Black owned, throw it out there, and hopefully all of you are listing your business on Sadiah.com. Sadiah.com, SADIAA.com. It's the Black beauty features list. We need contract attorneys. We need cosmetic surgeons who understand that many times Black skin heals differently, to help us with scars. Did you guys see that story that went viral about the young woman tweeted? She said after she woke up from surgery, she noticed she had more braids in her hair than when she went to sleep. The name of that keratin brand is Naked with a K, Naked by Essations. Make sure y'all tell Stephanie Luster, who owns it, Monae sent you. So it's Naked by Essations, okay? Your sister is a scientist and your favorite chemist, by the way. That is awesome. Yes, I'm here dropping gems. If you guys are kind enough to give me a few minutes of your time, I want to make sure you got something out of it. So, okay, the woman tweeted that she went to sleep, and when she woke up, she had more braids in her hair than when she went into surgery. So she said, okay, I know I'm not crazy. She had some type of head surgery. She said, okay, I know I'm not crazy. Then she said, well, it must have been one of the Black nurses. When she went back to have her staples removed, the male Black surgeon said, hey, what did you think about your hair? And she said, huh? He was like, yeah, I took my time to braid up your hair. I also changed the pattern of how we were going to cut your head to make sure that you didn't have to walk around with bald spots while your hair was grown back. And I also made sure to cut straight parts so that as your hair grows back, you don't have to worry about your hair falling out. You also don't worry about keloids and balding. I have never felt so cared for in my life. I've had many a surgery, and many times they just say, be happy we did it right. So to wrap it up, what this surgeon is saying, that there is a way that you can operate on a scalp to avoid scars, to avoid balding, and to avoid keloiding. But to the average brain surgeon, and he was a brain surgeon, they don't know to take the time and care, just like I don't know how to, change an engine. But he really took the time to care for her, and that story went viral. It's all over Today's Show and stuff like that. We need more Black beauty marketers. So I'm saying, for those of you who are on this broadcast, if you're interested in beauty, you don't all have to be a hairstylist or a makeup artist. You can do beauty ads or a medical tattoo artist. Did you know that there are tattoo artists who give women natural looking nipples if they've had their breasts removed? That's important. Andrea is saying her cousin is a cosmetic chemist. We need these cosmetic chemists. Yes, there's a Black dermatologist. This is Clea Rose style. There's a Black dermatologist in Connecticut that suggests specific protective styles for certain diagnoses. These things are important. And remember, because we're really into beauty and hair, some of these things we're able to figure out on our own, but the average person is not. So I thank you all. I hope you're enjoying this live. This is the question and answer portion. If there's anything you guys want to talk about with beauty or with what I do as a celebrity hairstylist, now is your time. Put that question in, because I am here to answer whatever questions you have for me. Hey, Crystal Hair and Makeup. Hey, the sweet life of beauty. So now is the best time to ask me any questions about what I do or what you want to discuss. Clea Rose, I am so happy that you thought this was great. I log on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. We do an icebreaker discussing To Catch a Beautician, and then we talk about other things in beauty. So just to tell you some other things I've done this week, I was featured in InStyle magazine discussing different ways to braid. I've been working with a few brands on a few things coming up. Okay, Crystal says, happy Tuesday. If you could have told yourself one thing at the beginning of your career, what would it be? Okay, so I was just on a podcast, The Amateur Expert, and that's exactly what we discussed. We discussed 5 things I wish I knew before working with high-end clients. There are so many things that I would have told myself, Crystal. Crystal is rocking herself over there. She's a great talent. I think the best thing I would have learned, the most important thing I would have told myself early on is that your job is networking. That is the first and most important thing, is networking. It's really important that people know what you do. Also, you can have everything in the world by helping other people get what they need. And the next thing I would have said is that there is never an end to education. There's always new things to learn. Hey, Teray, thank you so much for checking in. There's so many things I wish I would have told myself. I'm considering coming out with some stuff to discuss right now about things I wish I would have known before getting to where I am. If you guys, do you think anybody might be interested in that? My first book, Stunning Braids, came out a few years ago. It's a step-by-step hairstyling, and I discuss what tools I use and what products and why. I give away free resources on my site, themonalife.com. I'm really here for helping people to win. The most important thing, maybe, Crystal, you're going to have me go on and on and on because there's so many things I wish I knew. Like, I didn't know the importance of mentor. I'm going to tell you guys something very controversial that many of my beauty friends disagree with me on. But I stand in my truth about this. Y'all see? Okay, so a black publicist came up with this co-wash and chill. This shirt, y'all, I could live with this shirt from Body Body. I'm telling you, there's a reason for us. So here, y'all ready? Can I get some likes and some shares and stuff before I start spilling my tea? Because, you know, it ain't free. Sometimes people pay me for my tea. You're currently in Cosmo School, the Self-Sweet Beauty. Oh, well, thank you for tuning in. I got 3 hearts. I'm going to need more hearts than that before I start pouring out my soul, because I'm about to teach you all something that is needed in every career that nobody wants to tell me, that no one wants to tell you. Oh, Andre, I'm so happy I give you a jolt. She says, Monae Everett, you give me a jolt of imaginative energy every time I listen to you. Oh, thank you for making my life. Yes, this ain't no cheap thrill. Okay. I'm going to tell you something that you need to have in your life. Once again, this is controversial, but I know what I know that I know. Everybody tells you you need a mentor. They don't break down what a mentor is. There's a difference between a mentor and a sponsor. Those are 2 very different things. Many people are out here thinking, oh, I need a mentor, somebody I can go to talk to, somebody I can ask 50,000 questions, somebody I can email all the time, somebody I can cry to when stuff ain't right, somebody that can refer me for other jobs. Whether you want that to be what a mentor does or not, many times it's not, okay? What a mentor does is they are somebody who may be able to provide you with some insight. Here's the other side of what nobody tells you about a mentor. Many times your mentor is still competing in the same career as you. You don't want a competitive relationship, okay? So if you it's okay, Crystal. If you get a mentor, you're probably going to want somebody who you're able to bounce things off of, that's pretty much the end of what they're supposed to give you, right? You are fortunate if they are giving more of their time and energy. And if you got needs and you got stuff you need answered, you need direction, that needs to be a paid mentorship. Y'all listen to me. I'm not selling you on anything right now. What we're not told about is paid mentorships. We are told when people ask for money from you, they are getting over and they are stealing from you. That is a lie. So many times people confuse having a mentor with a sponsor. Mentor versus sponsor. A sponsor is someone that goes out of their way to open doors for you. A sponsor is someone who gives you jobs that you wouldn't have gotten before. Many times a sponsor doesn't do what you do, but wants to see you succeed and will spend money to help you get there. That is not a mentor. Let me give you another way to look at this. If you are a brand new hold on, Audrey. You need a score. Andrea is saying thank you and thank you. A mentor, by what definition? You need a score mentor. Yeah. So mentor is used very loosely, and it's not always what you think it is. Let me give you another example. You are a first year elementary teacher, right? You're coming in, you teach the first grade. This is your first year. They give you a mentor, okay? Your mentor is probably going to be a third year teacher, okay? Fourth year, let's say a fifth year teacher. You're a first year, they're a fifth year teacher. What about when they're a 10-year teacher and 10-year teacher and you're a fifth year teacher? Nobody cares anymore. They're not necessarily above you. They don't owe you anything. You guys are competing for the same jobs. It is very kind of them when they take their time to speak with you. They don't owe you that. Many people get it twisted and think because hairstylists and makeup artists have been doing this for a long time, they owe it to someone else to teach them, and that's not true. And I have gone in and out of these feelings before. When I first started 20 years ago, there was simply no one to talk to about this, okay? I remember reaching out to a lot of people to ask questions. They were not receptive, so that's a part of the reason why I started my classes. But also, it takes a lot of time and energy. I am licensed in multiple states. I've been doing this 20 years. I've managed a salon. I have been a salesperson. I have been a hair color educator. I have had my work on the fronts of magazine. Why should I just give that to somebody who many times when you're in the mentor's perspective, you're giving out all of this work and you're giving out all of this help. They don't even take it because they'll turn around and tell you in your face, well, that was you, not me. Okay, I agree. I used to work as a consultant for KPMG, and I saw the difference between mentorship and sponsorship firsthand. So I started to learn about this difference between, I want to know what KPMG is. I feel like I know what that is, but I want you to tell me. So I feel like I was really able to put this in words when we were looking at the ballerina, the first black ballerina. God, y'all, I'm so bad with names. If you ever meet me in person and I forget your name, no, it's my head, not my heart. Good God. So the first black ballerina, she really went into graphic detail about how she was able to get to where she was. Okay, an accounting firm. She went into detail. She said she had a coach, she had a masseuse, she had a chiropractor, she had a manager, she had an agent, she had a mentor, she had a sponsor. Her sponsor was a banker who took her as his accompaniment. Nothing about it said inappropriate or date. He took her as his accompaniment. Misty Copeland, thank you. Misty Copeland said her mentor, her sponsor, took her as his accompaniment to high-end dinners, to big shows, to meet celebrities, to do all types of stuff she simply wasn't invited to, and she ended up being the first person in the Nutcracker. Remember my first rule, learning that networking is your job and then whatever else you do is after that. Now, she needed her mentor to tell her How do I present myself in a way that the coach notices me? What are the right types of jobs to pursue? How do I stand? What's my proper pose? What do I do when my feet lose feeling? These are the things she needed her mentor for, okay? See, now y'all checking in all day. Okay, y'all better get me going with questions. And if anybody want to jump on the live with me, I'm not opposed to it. We got about 10 more minutes on Instagram. There needs to be, Andrea saying, there needs to be a buy-in and a commitment in the relationship between the mentor and the mentee. Yeah, and that's another thing. Let's talk about reverse mentorship. When we talk about mentorship, for some odd reason, people seem to think that because they're younger, they're supposed to show up and take. Life don't work like that, okay? It's called reverse mentorship. Reverse mentorship is when you're offering something to the person mentoring you. That might be you're better at technology. That might be your slang. That might be in our words, in our world of being a hairstylist, you're able to do some of the newer styles. That might be you keeping up with the new trends in media. What are you able to offer? What does somebody get out of simply pouring into you? And it's really funny. My classes are very inexpensive. The main reason I charge is because they take my time. But it's really funny that people will buy the class, not watch it, and ask me questions. And they'll DM me or message me and want me to explain it to them, because I'm not really going to explain anything to you if you didn't invest in my courses. But why do y'all think that that's okay? Y'all being some people, not everybody. Why do people think someone owes you something? What's the best way to find a good mentor for the profession you're in? The best way to find a good mentor is you have to look at people that want to mentor. It's draining, or it can be draining depending on what they have going on in their personal life. They may be a parent. They may not have the time to spend. You have to look for someone that you can communicate well with. I don't think it works very well to say, will you be my mentor? That's just like you see that fine-ass man over there and you checking him out and you want all of that. Generally, we don't walk up and say, hey, I want all of that. I want all of that you got. You generally start off with your name and see if you can, exchange numbers, hang out a few times, and see where it goes from there. Y'all with me? Because I thought that was a good example, but I ain't getting no laugh or nothing. I'm just saying. Sister needs a little feedback. See, this is what I'm talking about. You got to give. You can't just take from people. Andrea's coming through over there. This is inter-industrial bartering. Absolutely. Am I frozen on Instagram? Crystal says, we live in an entitled world. People expect you to just give. It's a two-way street. It absolutely is a two-way street. You're very welcome for responding in the best way that I can. Another thing, when you talk to people, you're going to get a lot of different answers. Figure out what works for you. And you can figure it out in your mind or with a hard ass, whatever. You make mistakes, you learn. We all make mistakes. You just will learn on different levels depending on how hard the message was. Andrea said, I want all of that. Exactly. Sometimes you see that man and you be like, ooh, wee. Or that woman, you be like, ooh, wee, I need all of that. Yes. Hey, Gabby. So happy to have you. Gabby just finished my courses and she said she really enjoyed it. So happy to have you. We were just talking about things that people can learn, like mentorship versus sponsorship. So what are some things that some of you are interested in? I feel like people will jump in my DM or send me the same question over and over on the live. I want to do what you do. And I'm like, you want to dedicate 20 years of your life to maybe making it, maybe not? What do you guys think I do? This your time. Y'all got about 6 or 7 minutes. And then folks will say, you never answered my questions. I'm sitting here. Cleo Rose, I want you to start putting these great questions of yours in the question mark box next to the comment. Okay. I think people have to get out of their feelings and their egos. Mentees like myself are open to help and have no direction. But I've met a lot of folks who made it who want you to kiss their butts. Okay. Yeah, some of them do. and you got to decide, is it worth kissing their butt to get out of them what you need or not? So, hey guys, Instagram, the reason I keep telling you to put the questions in the question box next to the comment is because you see I have white on my shirt. That's why I'm moving weird to try to see your questions, because it blurs out. And I want everybody to see your name, to see I'm helping you guys network on Instagram. And y'all are like, I don't want to properly network. I want to go about it this way. Okay, Crystal is saying, let's talk about the importance of doing diverse hair. Yes, here's a story I like to tell. Because I can't go but so in detail so many times about needing to do diverse hair. One thing that I see is a lot of hairstylists who do black hair do not know how to round brush blow dry. There was one time that I was booked to do a very well-known celebrity, and she's an athlete, and she had flown in from LA to DC. I was given 2 hours to do her hair and makeup. She ain't feel like getting up. Well, because in truthfulness, she only had about 3 hours of rest. She ain't feel like getting up. So when she opened the door, I had 45 minutes to do her hair and her makeup. And this is a black woman with kinky hair. She opened the door with her hair soaking wet. Okay? Do you know I had to round brush blow dry her hair? If I were unable to round brush blow dry her hair, how much time would I have lost? I had to do her soaking wet hair and makeup all at the same time, but that's no different than I've had white clients come and sit in my hair with a really kinky hair texture. No one knows how to style them. It's because hair doesn't have a color. Straight, wavy, curly, and kinky are the 4 types of hair. Beautiful, period. Okay, so now we got some questions. Okay, Crystal, I just answered about knowing how to do diverse hair. Also, another thing is that when you get your shot, it's always going to be with the talent that no one else wants to do for whatever the reason. Maybe their hair is too curly, maybe it's too straight, maybe it's too short. Like, we get the short end of the stick. People always, when they say it's a texture no one wants to do, people are always thinking black hair or curly or kinky hair, but that super straight hair that don't hold a curl, be sending people through it too. Okay, let's see what else we got. Let's see what other questions. Do they share the procedure for a touch-up since the hair is short? London, I think you're asking for how the client hair got straight on the show. They did not, and I wanted to know all about how they whipped that hair, because they really did a great job on it. Okay. What is the best approach to securing a sponsor? I'm not at a point where I'm able to really share that, because I'm still working towards that now, but I do think a good way is learning how to communicate what you do, and I think that is reaching out to people that are not in your direct competition. Like, if you go to a hair company, they're always hearing from hairstylists, so maybe somebody in something adjoining. Think about people who need something from you. Think about people who might gain from learning more about hairstyling. Okay, I just want to know, is a blow dryer with a teeth comb not as quick and effective? My opinion is I don't care for blow dryers with the comb. That's very old school, meaning people have been working that way forever and liking it. Once again, I'm the Fine Hair Squad. I remember when I discovered at about 14 the blow dryer with the brush attachment, the hair came out a lot smoother. Those boar bristles really helped my hair to last, created volume. My opinion is I'm not a big fan of the teeth, and my honest opinion, y'all don't beat me up now, when I see somebody whip out a comb attachment to a blow dryer, I just think they don't really know how to really whip that blow dryer, even if it's a Dyson, because remember, Dysons were originally created for at-home use. Okay, that's the same question about the teeth dryer. But you know, you rock and you do what works for you. What advice would you give to someone trying to expand and grow their clientele for new business? The first thing I would say is 2 things. Make everybody feel like a celebrity in your chair. And the best way is, you won't beat me up, thank you, girl, because folks be wanting to fight. I don't want to fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't want to fight nobody. Okay. So you want to make everybody in your chair feel like a celebrity. And the first way of doing that is by having a consultation with them. And last week, you can go to the live last week, I went in detail on how to have an effective consultation that makes them not only feel good, it also reduces having any miscommunications. How do you get in the room for these kinds of beauty jobs? Cleo, I guess you're asking me about what I do, like celebrity styling. The first thing you want to do is network with people. Okay, I'm down to 90 seconds. The first thing you want to do is network with people like me who have classes. I only hire assistance from people who have taken my courses. You also take the last tip I gave about making everybody feel like a celebrity so that they refer you. Every rich celebrity that's out there got a sister that's going to get her hair done at the salon, and they would feel happy to refer you. My classes are at themonalife.com, themonalife.com, themonalife.com. Can we talk about financial? I'm guessing you're asking about financials for beauty professionals. Oh yeah, today's the last night for my classes that are 50% off. Last day, they're coming off sale. Go to themonalife.com. Monae is M-O-N-A-E. Themonalife.com, M-O-N-A-E. They are 50% off. I want to talk about finances as a beauty professional next week. Are you still doing the mentor program for stylists who want to become celebrity hairstylists? Yes, Cleo Rose. I keep telling y'all that. I got my own private Facebook group. You take any of my courses, you get entered into the private Facebook group where you can ask questions as you like. I do have a few things that I want to discuss with the folks in my private Facebook group. I see you guys. Gabby, I hope that you signed up. Gabby just took the editorial classes where I explain the different parts of the industry. That's themonalife.com, M-O-N-A-E. Gotta go. It said we ended. Okay. Oh, hey Facebook, I almost forgot y'all was still there. I didn't sign off yet. So do y'all have any questions for me before I go? Thank you for putting my website in there. Audria, I really appreciate you. Oh, Johnny, you checked me out. You enjoyed it. Thank you. I was getting my simulcast on. Instagram kicked me off, but you know, I got love for Facebook. I always stay on Facebook a little longer. Once again, my classes, this is the last day they're on sale, 50% off at themonalife.com. Look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 8 p.m.